France far from dominated this game. They get the victory, though. They get the win, of course, which keeps them very much in touch of qualifying for the World Cup next summer. Let's just take a look at how the group stands. France with a 100% record. Iceland sitting in second. More on this. Let's join Frank Leboeuf is with us, who watched this closely for us. Frank, I suppose in the end, with that goal that was disallowed late on, rightly disallowed, France just got away with it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure as okay as you are. Seems to be okay as you are, you know, about the goal disallowed. I mean, I was okay putting shirts from I think it was Gudjonsen on Konate, but that wasn't that big a bigger deal, you know. It didn't change the move of Konate or whatever it could have been. So, you know, we've been fortunate. Thank you, the referee. Thank you, the VAR. But that's a game to forget. That's really a game to forget. I mean, comparing the 65 minutes that France played against Ukraine away from home, we are so far away from the level of performances that they showed like 4 days ago. So that wasn't a good game. Congratulations to the Icelanders, because they did what they had to do. Sometimes they parked the bus, but they tried. They got fortunate with the Olise bad pass to the goalkeeper, or I don't know who that was for. But France didn't play well. That wasn't a good game. The 3 points are very good for us, and let's move on and let's see what's going on after that.
Just a couple of days ago, Frank, we were waxing lyrical about Spain and how impressive they are. They're very much the team that has set the bar with regards to the standard within this World Cup qualifying. The thing that always makes me scratch my head when you take a look at France, they are so stacked. There are so many good players within this team. Yet I feel we sit here, me and you, having the same conversation a lot about France after these games where they don't live up to their potential.
That's true, but do you know what do you want to say? I mean, you obviously, when you see the names, you expect something like you're going to see when you see Spain's playing. But it's not the case. Well, today it's not the case. Like 4 days ago against Ukraine for like 45 minutes, that was exceptional, really exceptional. I say, wow, that team, especially going forward, they're very strong. But on top of it, Upamecano and Konate, they did the job, and Menia as well. So you are compact in the middle of the park. Kone, Chouameni, they're strong enough. We can cope with any teams in the world. And today you play at home and you play against Iceland and you're nowhere near it. So it's ups and downs. It's up to Deschamps to make sure that during the World Cup it's going to be different, because no doubt that France is going to be qualified and they're going to fight for maybe winning the World Cup. But they have to be more consistent in their level. Some players have been. Kone, again, very good. Nothing to complain about Konate and Upamecano. But forward, that was the shadow of Olise. Mbappe tried and scored a goal and made another assist. But I want him to be more involved. And otherwise, that was quite average overall. And Spain, they're very good. Yeah. And they're consistent. France can be very good, but they're not consistent.
There's something about France which I just don't quite trust.
Yeah, maybe even the players know. And maybe even for them, it's a yawn fest.
Do you think so? Do you think there's a motivation?
Maybe it's as big a yawn fest for them as it is for some of us. I don't
right.
want to throw you all under the bus, but I'll throw myself under. Well, France will qualify.
Yes.
Spain will qualify. You know, Germany, as bad as they are, will probably qualify. They'll all qualify. It's about how you gear up to doing it at the major championships when you get there. And France do tend to, you're right, they tend to have these very high highs and low lows for the kind of squads that they have. And I think a lot of it is the manager. I think the manager is a little cautious at times, and they don't quite express themselves with the talent level they have in the same way that Spain do. But that's just the way that they go about it. And it's been successful for them. Whether it'll be in the World Cup, which I think is Deschamps' last tournament, remains to be seen. But they certainly have the talent level to do it. But in terms of the qualification, you know, we're going to get to England in a bit, and one or two other nations. They're all going to qualify. It's just kind of a sort of build-up to North America in 10 months' time, isn't it? I think.
I agree with Craig. I think Deschamps is the key to it all. I mean, Frank obviously knows Deschamps really well. We don't. But it seems when you look at Spain and you look at Deschamps, the two managers, the chalk and cheese to me. The Spanish manager looks as though he's on them all the time, whereas you even see Deschamps during this game sitting back in his chair. You know, there's an opportunity to score, they don't take it, and he doesn't move. I think it's absolutely the two managers. I think the Spain manager keeps his players on the toes, and it looks to me as though Deschamps doesn't, not certainly all the time.
That's true. That's true that after the red card, Tchouaméni's red card, Deschamps immediately decided to change and put more defensive players with Malo Gusto and Rabiot coming in. I can bet that De La Fuente will have put maybe a forward player to put trouble in the opponent's head and say, wow, what are they trying to do? And keep the ball and try to get and score the third goal to finish the game. That's true. And Deschamps have been a lot criticized, especially by Christophe Dugarry, for example, who say he has to stop to be too conservative. He has to go for that. He has the individuals for that. And that's true. He's been educated by Italian football in the 90s. He played for Marseille, then moved to Italy, and saw how in Italy you preserve first defensively, and then if you have a chance to score, you score. That's his education. So it's going to be abnormal for him to change that way of working, especially because he's been so successful as a player, but also as a coach. He won the World Cup. He almost won the European Championship. He almost won another World Cup. So why do you want him to change the way of playing? The last time that Spain won a World Cup was 2010. France played 2 other World Cup finals with Deschamps. So Deschamps is not going to change anything, and that's his last year as a coach. He's going to keep on doing where he's the best at, being good defensively first.
Just a reminder, of course, it's the end of the international break. We will have domestic football returning this weekend. A full round of matches in La Liga. Saturday sees Real Sociedad take on Real Madrid, Atleti against Villarreal. And then on Sunday, Barcelona will not be at their new home. Of course, a delay to the opening of the Camp Nou. They will take on Valencia.